I want to talk to you about Mendy. Do you know it's his first goal for City? When they said that on the radio, in the Sally story, I was like, is it? That doesn't make sense. But then I think about it, actually, he's not played that many games for us in the grand scheme of things. And for a player who gets forward as much as he does, for me, like Kyle Walker pops up with a belter every now and then, doesn't he? I just kind of automatically assume that Mendy's there with the goals, but that's his first goal for City. Bless his little socks. Brilliant. Once wasn't that a great first it sort of passed it into the net, didn't he? Absolute confidence, and we're looking forward to having a bit of Mendy with a bit of confidence back. I'd be well up with that. Paul Glennon, yeah, Mendy played well. He really did. Let's see what people are saying. Chris, does my microphone sound okay? Andy Hutchinson saying my microphone, is it broken? Does that sound fine to you? Okay, no. If anyone's having issues with my microphone, let me know, guys, because it sounds fine from my side. No issues there. Right. Hang on 1 second. So I don't know if anyone's having issues listening to me and my microphone or not, but no, we've gone from there. But yeah, no, we can't argue that. Did you hear the post-match interview with Klopp with the reporter?
I do want to say one thing. For those who are listening and follow the page regularly, I put a post out saying Jurgen Klopp is having an argument with the interviewer. So many of you were saying, why is this turning into a Liverpool page? Stop talking about them. Banter. It was an absolute laugh to see him starting to crumble because he's got a few injuries and the games are coming thick and fast. It's about time Liverpool faced reality that City had to deal with this last year with everything that's happening. Klopp can't get his knickers in a twist every time, so I was going to put that, and I absolutely loved it.
He's such a bad loser. I love it.
Yeah. It reminds me of a couple of years ago when there was an interview with Guardiola and an interview with Klopp, and I think both games, City and Liverpool, dropped points. And Guardiola was asked about the fixtures, something like that, and he said it's nothing to do with me. Ask the Premier League or something like that, and he got hounded for that. And then Klopp said something a little bit different, but on the same lens, and everyone was like, well, it's not his job to say. And I think it's nice, the tables are turned now. Klopp's getting a bit of backlash for the way he's been talking to journalists of recent, in the past year. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Tom, how we doing, pal?
It's happiest I've been after a game so far this season, for sure. I think that was everything you expect from a sort of City performance and what we've come to expect over the last couple of years. Yeah. I think right from the get-go we played exactly how if you could have written a performance before the game, I don't think you could have written it better than that. I think just everything went right for us today, from obviously getting a fast start, which is something we've lacked a lot this season, to obviously a clean sheet. John Stones looked good, Mendy looked good, Mara scored a hat-trick. I mean, what else can you ask for? I think everything we've seen as an issue so far this season, it just went right today. It was a very, very good performance.
Where's all the Mahrez haters? I can't see any Mahrez haters on our feed, Dan, Tom.
I don't understand. What's everyone's issue with Mahrez? There's nothing wrong with Mahrez.
He's world class.
Fantastic.
Absolutely world class. I do just want to add to what Tom's saying in terms of everything that's happened. Another thing that's returned, we're pressing again.
Yeah.
When we lose the ball, we are pressing. I mean, I think it was like it's the 80th minute. Take what you want from it, but I think it was Dwight McNeil got the ball, and I think 4 City players just converged on him, and many won the ball. It's just lovely to everything. Finally! Hopefully we kick on.
Yeah,
this is such a good Saturday.
This is the Dan I like to see. This is what I like. what we're going to do, everybody, we're going to put a telephone number in our stream on Facebook. So if anyone wants to join this conversation, you can do, but it's via Zoom, so you need to put in a password, etc. But I'll stick it in there, see if anyone wants to come in and have a chat to us, guys. What do you reckon? Do you think that's worth a couple of minutes to see if that works?
Yeah, if anyone's... I think this is the best game to do it. I can't see anyone coming in with anything negative today.
Oh, there's bound to be. Where's Chris? Chris has got something negative there. Chris has definitely got. So he didn't like the shade of grass on the pitch. Chris, if you're watching, mate, get yourself on and talk to me. I hope you're smiling, pal. And I loved your little show the other day that you did, your positivity one. Absolutely love that from you. Right, Tom, who's your man of the match, pal?
Oh, you'd be hard pressed to pick one. I think you've got to give it to Mahrez just on the fact that he scored a hat-trick, and the fact that he sort of, even though he scored a hat-trick, I kind of felt like his play wasn't the sort of selfish play we come to expect from him. He scored 3 goals, but he's still looking, if the pass was a better option today, he was still looking to find the pass, whereas with Mahrez, we've come known to see him pick up the ball on the right, do a couple of step-overs, cut inside and look for the shot, which he did really well for the second goal, by the way, but it wasn't just every time he got the ball, it was shoot on sight. It was sort of look up, is the shot the right option? Who's the better option? And yeah, I think that's been my sort of pet peeve with Mahrez, is the fact that he is selfish, and that's why I always think that's why I sometimes I'm frustrated. And to be honest, I won't lie, I was slightly frustrated when I saw him in the lineup today over Foden. I thought Foden should have started, but he's proved me wrong, and happily he's proved me wrong. And if he plays like that, if he plays with that sort of team head on rather than that individual head on, then happily, if he's playing like that, keep him in the team every week, because that's all we want from him, is for him to sort of to play in that way, to take the options that are right for the team rather than himself. And we've seen how it's proved today. When he's had the chances to shoot, he's at the back of the net, and he's not been overshooting, and he's not been that one-dimensional step over and cut inside. So yeah, I think for me, I'm trying to think back to a better performance I've seen from Mahrez, and I don't think I can think of one. Not just because he scored the 3 goals, but just his all-round game today was a 10 out of 10 for me. I thought he had a very, very good game.
Well, Pep, go on, Dan.
It's the first time Mahrez has scored a hat-trick since the title win for Leicester as well.
Is it? Is that a sign?
So,
is that a sign?
Are
we taking that as a sign? We're going to win the league, lads.
I'm not carried away, but I tell you, that's what we want to see. We've got a goal difference back in the green as well. We're climbing up the table. Yeah. Liverpool dropped points. Jurgen Klopp's head's gone. It's been a good day so far. It's been a good day.
Listen, I'm seeing a lot of people saying this was Burnley. I know it was Burnley. I know we've beaten the last 3 times 5-0, which is the 4th time we've beaten 5-0, and I believe we've broken a new record, which has stood for about 80 years for a team to win 4-0 consecutively against other teams since
5-0.
5-0,
not 4-0.
5-0.
1902 to 1907, I think it was.
Thank you very much. Which says an awful lot.
Port Vale and Yeovil, I think.
Oh, the stat man! Somebody was watching BT Sports.
Notts County, Dan, not Yeovil. Come on.
Notts County, that's what. Shut up, Tom. I was close.
Statman
2 out of 3.
Statman Dan has just got knocked off his pedestal. Oh, I tell you what, it's just such a nice feeling to finish a Saturday. I mean, it's pitch black outside. I know it's for you guys as well. 5 o'clock on a Saturday, having won a match. How great is that? We can see what everyone else is doing now. This is, this is the first kick-off at 3 o'clock on a Saturday since January for City. January.
Doesn't surprise me.
We almost have one next weekend as well, but it's 2:45.
I know. I mean,
2:45?
2:45 Saturday kick-off.
We're so lucky that we had those extra 3 hours over Liverpool, coming all the way from Anfield to Brighton. But we had those extra 3 hours to get from Greece to Manchester, so we're so lucky. Jurgen Klopp's so hard done by. I can't believe it.
Oh, bless it.
Poor Jurgen. How's he going to sleep at night?
Oh, friend of the crow, Christopher Fons. So if Mahrez didn't score a goal, would you be saying he played so good? No, but he did, Chris. He did, and he scored 3 goals, so he did play well. What's your point, Chris? Chris, if you want to make your point, give us a call, pal. The number's below: 0203 901 7895. Passcode 272732. Because I have no idea what you're on about, mate. Because he scored 3 goals.
Cost £2. Standard network charge.
Exactly.
One thing I will say is, even if he didn't score those 3 goals, I still think Mahrez had a great game today.
Yeah.
So if that's what you're getting at.
If the 3 chances he scored he'd missed, I think we'd be saying he had a bad game. But but no, you can't. It's how long's a piece of string? You know what I mean? Like if he didn't score the 3 goals. Yeah, I don't really know.
I tell you what, you can tell. I'm looking at the stream. You can tell the Mahrez haters an absolute mile away. They absolutely just do not want to give him any credit whatsoever. Come on, just be happy with it. I don't care if it's Burnley.
Yeah, I'm happy to admit I'm not Mahrez's biggest fan, and I don't think I made any secret of that. But today he played really well, and I don't see. No matter what your opinions are on Mahrez, or whether or not you like him at City, whether or not you don't, you cannot argue with his performance today. His performance today was incredible.
Yes,
and
but
his performance today went a large way to winning the game.
But however, Toby Lee thinks he passed too much.
He passed too much. Jeez, we never thought you'd hear that.
So greedy player.
To Mahrez, would you?
Toby, I know you're joking, pal. I hope you are, mate. Oh, listen, I know I'm happy, but you know this is like Tom said. Klopp's had a meltdown. City won 5-0. One of our players has got a hat trick. Liverpool 1-0, 1-0, wasn't it? 1-0 they finished.
1-0.
Who do United playing this weekend, lads?
They got Southampton away tomorrow.
Come on, the Saints!
Chelsea Spurs tomorrow as well. Which
that should be a belter, shouldn't it? That should be
a draw in that one would make for a pretty perfect weekend if we can get a United loss just because, and then Chelsea and Spurs draw, and we've had a pretty good weekend all round, I reckon.
Can I get your opinion on Garcia coming on? Tom, we'll go with you. I want your thoughts on Garcia.
I didn't really understand the change. I thought it was a bit of a strange one, but bringing it, what was it when he came on? Was it 4-0? Was it 5-0? I can't remember. It was kind of it didn't really matter, did it? I was more confused by the Rodri for Fernandinho at half time. I wondered if that was something to do with Rodri picking up a knock more so than tactical. I thought it was a strange time to make the change. But again, speaking about Fernandinho, he could play until he's 57, and I tell you, he'd still have the most energy of any player on the pitch. His engine is incredible. But yeah, with Garcia, I thought, I don't know, it's a rest, isn't it? It's getting changes made, getting players rested up. I wouldn't look into it any more than that. I can't see him playing any more or starting anymore, especially not with the way John Stones is playing, who again had another very good game today. Which fair for John Stones to sort of have the mindset he's had since obviously we had Diaz in, everyone's saying we really need a centre half, He hardly played at the back end of last season. He could have easily thrown his toys out the pram. He could have had a really bad mindset about it, and no one could have really blamed him if he did, because we've been bringing in centre halves. Well, we've got a £50 million centre half sat on the bench, but fair play, professionalism, and the way he stuck at it, and when he's had chances, he played well. I don't think we've had a bad performance from Stones this season. I think he's started 4 or 5 games now, and every time he plays, he looks like he fully belongs in the side. And I think Laporte and Diaz is going to be our starting. When they both fit, Laporte and Diaz will be the two centre halves we go with. But I now don't worry if Laporte was to pick up a knock and be out for a couple of weeks, or Diaz was to pick up a knock, one of them gets a red card. You're not worried about the prospects of John Stones coming into the side like you might have been last season.
Or Ake.
He seems like, or Ake, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I think defensively we're in a very good position. Mendy playing 2 blinders back to back, which I did not think I'd say as well. So, defensively we're looking really good at the minute, and yeah, I think we're in a very good place. So, happy days, can't complain at all.
We'll talk about our forward line for a moment. I've got a few stats. Kevin De Bruyne versus Burnley: 2 assists, 3 shots. 43 accurate passes, of which pass success was 79%, 4 chances created, 1 cross, 3 accurate long balls, 4 duels won, 2 successful dribbles, and 5 recoveries. We're not even talking about him being man of the match here, lads. He's had another. It's what you get from him, isn't it?
I mean, we talked 2 assists. Let's not forget the pass that he played for Foden for the 5th as well, where he split the defence in 2. It's just. And that's just De Bruyne in a nutshell for me. He's had a couple of, not bad performances, but below par performances from his ridiculously high standards the last couple of weeks against Spurs and Liverpool. Give him a rest in the week, which he really needed. And he's come out today and he's ran the show again, as you expect from De Bruyne. So, like you say, anyone else puts in a performance like that and you're talking man of the match, but with De Bruyne, that is literally what you come to expect from him. He's just so good. When he's on form, and it's when he's playing well, you can see the massive impact it has on the players around him as well. You see, when De Bruyne has a bad game, the rest of the team very rarely play well. But when De Bruyne's on song, he's like a conductor. He just gets the whole team playing to his song sheet. And after days, like I say, another great performance from De Bruyne. But that's what we expect from him.
It's kind of taken over the catalyst of David Silva to conduct the team. And what's your one little thing I wanted to mention today for our first goal? Rodri did a fantastic interception and pass. What's your thoughts on Rodri today?
I think for the first half, he was solid. You know, he was another. He's more known for his defensive work, obviously, rather than the Dino trait of getting the ball forward. But every time we did get the ball, instantly wanted to pass it forward. Instantly. Every time. You know, there was a couple of balls that were tricky for him. He won the ball back, chested it down, I think, in the 30th minute or something like that. I think it was the second goal. Chested it down, lobbed the ball over to Gundogan, and the ball was straight forward, and he started running to find space to move forward. So It's a weird day. It's such a good day, but a weird day because all the players that we highly criticise for not doing the things we come to expect them to do did it today, and it was brilliant. And Roger was one of them for me. So no, I do take it was a bit of a surprise that he came off at half time, but at the same time to see Dino come back into midfield is another.
Why did he come off then? Do we know?
Maybe 3-0 up. Thought maybe the game's dead. You know, you've got a lot of players coming back from injury now and need a few more minutes to get match fitness, and it's not a bad move. We always, we have a go on these podcasts of Guardiola leaving it late to make a substitution, and maybe he's starting to finally listen to his players and the fans as well and make some of these changes. And I mean, 3-0 up, if we lose a game from 3-0, they don't deserve to really play again, you know.
Right, so Mahrez, we're done with. I pretty much think Jesus. I really wanted him to score today. He seems like he's got an extra couple of yards in his pace as well. Seems a bit snappy, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he had a good game. I think did he get the assist for the fourth? It was Torres' goal that he got the assist for, wasn't it? But again, it's his energy is what is the reason Pep loves him so much. Is that whether he's on the score sheet or not, the one thing you know you're going to get from Jesus every week is a lot of energy, a lot of running, a lot of pressing, and a lot of closing down. And like Dan said, you look at the 80th minute and we're still there pressing. And that's the thing that you get from Jesus. He's always putting pressure on that back line. And I think we were helped today slightly from the offset that Burnley came out with a sort of more attacking lineup than many had expected, which gave us that opportunity to sort of find them gaps early. Because if they'd come and sat 10 men behind the ball, I think playing the way we played today, we still would have won. But it would have took us a little bit longer to sort of make that initial breakthrough. But I think with Jesus, he's like you say, he's always moving. He's always looking for space. He didn't get on the score sheet today. He was unfortunate to not get on the score sheet, in my opinion. Obviously, he had that own goal that was a yard offside. But yeah, he just needs, I think, a couple of goals, and he'll be right back among them. I think he got obviously the good goal against was it Olympiacos at home where he came back from injury. And obviously scored against Liverpool, and he's just gone a couple of games without. But you can't question his work rate, his performance. I think again was very good today, and I think it's good to see that whilst he's not scoring, he's still playing well. So that Aguero can have as much time as he needs to recover. We don't need to rush Aguero back because we know that Jesus is there or thereabouts. So yeah, I think all in all, we got a fully fit squad. We won 5-0, and we sort of all of a sudden forgetting about these poor performances in weeks gone by. So we really need to build on it now, though. That's the thing. There's no point winning 5-0 today and then going and drawing 0-0 with Fulham next week. We need to go and back it up with another 4-5-0 win against Fulham and really sort of get the ball moving and start pushing up the table, because it's, 6 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand or something like that. So it's anyone's league this year. It'll be the lowest points margin. The lowest winning points total in years that'll win the league this year, because no one's sort of had that pre-season. No one's really hit the ground running this season as well as we've seen in the past. So I think realistically, you're talking sort of around the 80-point mark could win you the league this year, and we're more than capable of doing that if we get on a roll. So Jesus gets scoring, we start winning big again, and I think we'll be all right. I think it's been a sort of worrying start to the season, but one win like this is all you need to sort of kick yourselves into gear. So happy days. It
really is, isn't it? It's such a big. You need that confidence boost, don't you? Because we're going into the Porto game on Tuesday, 8:00 Tuesday, and I'm expecting wholesale changes on Tuesday. Not wholesale, but we'll see a couple of first teamers. But I'm really hoping we see quite a bit of the youth. I want to see a bit of a good blend of youth coming into it. What do you guys think for the Tuesday match? We've got a chance to rest a good number of key players, haven't we?
I think it's where we should start resting them. We can't. We're into the fact. Sorry, I'm just so excited. It's such a good day. I think it's just time we started shifting some of the more regular players out of the Champions League and concentrate on getting some more points in the league. So therefore, we can start playing these irregular players, such as the Zinchenko's. You'd probably throw Mahrez in there a little bit, to spice things up. But Foden's definitely got to start. But then players that have been knocking in and around the fringes, like the Tommy Doyles and the Cole Palmers, and maybe the Harwood Bellises, and stuff like that, and just find some fitness for some of these younger lads and see what they can do in these. I think it's Porto and then is it Marseille again?
Marseille at home, final game, yeah.
Marseille at home.
I think
what best thing to do.
The kids look good when they came on in the week, and I think they put 7 past Liverpool's kids today this morning when we played earlier. I think it was 7-2. Oh, that was the score when I last saw it. I think Doyle scored, Palmer scored, Delap scored, Bernabe scored. They were all on song, so they're coming into the game off the back of a big win, like playing amongst themselves, and they don't look out of place, I should say, when they play for us in the Champions League in the last couple of rounds. So I think I'd like to see sort of Stefan get a run out in goal. See the likes of Doyle and Delap and these sorts of players get a start, because we do need that experience in there still. We want to get at least a point from the game and secure the top spot, because I don't think that's secure yet. But I think it's all but secure. But yeah, I think there's no shame. I'd much sooner see us start all the kids and lose 1-0 than sort of play a full strength side and win 5-0, because it's just not needed at this stage. So let's let the kids have a run and just carry on doing what we're doing, get the kids some more first team experience, and then they're ready to come through when the time's right.
Lads, we've got a really sexy looking 5-a-side team going on here, boys. Laney and Dan and Tom at back, and me and Fielding up front. I like that. Dan, you were on first, pal. What do you think?
I thought I'm just putting my top. I was finished, Jim. I thought it were a good result, lads. We have been not very clinical, but we have been creating chances in previous games, just not taking them. So, in my eyes, we were due a win like this, and I thought we played well, and it just shows you done it like all the stick Mahrez and Mendy's got. You look on our page now, everybody's like, "Oh, well, Mendy offers so much width to the team and all that." They weren't saying that 2 weeks ago, was they? You know what I mean? So, I'm happy with the result. Really happy.
You can't argue with that. All right, Chris, how you doing, pal?
Sleepy.
Oh, bless you. Have you just woke up?
No, about an hour ago, but I've literally only just nipped on because I'm at work at the minute. I'm in the car. So I just thought I'd nip on. I just want to ask now, where are all the thousands of Algerian fans who swamp City pages, giving Mahrez grief, saying he's rubbish, saying Pep knows everything that he's doing? Where are they now? I've always said it. Mahrez is the best player at City. I've always said, look, credit where it's due. I was at work last night. I woke up and I thought the world was ending. We were 3-0 up against Burnley. Mahrez has got 2 and Mendy's got 1. I just went back to bed. I was like, we just needed
Gundogan to do a Kinkladze from the halfway line, and that would have rounded it off for you, wouldn't it?
Well, I was waiting for Edison's long goal kick. I mean, I feel sorry for Burnley because obviously, I mean, Pope was out. I've no idea who this double barrel named keeper was, but he's going home with net rash, bless him. But he's something that we've needed. We've needed a good thrashing, and Burnley have always seemed to be that team for City. I remember when Gota used to score against them for fun. You know, it was like rutting season when he played against them. So it's just nice to wake up, another clean sheet and a good smashing. You know, that's a good Saturday night, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't argue with that, can you? This is exactly what we want.
I just hope it's the turning point. I really hope this is the turning point and we can now kick on. Even if it means I have to get a Pep tattoo at the end of the year.
I'm really conscious about using that phrase, turning point, because we've had some good wins, particularly in Europe, etc., and we think this is going to bounce back into the same old City. So I'm really, really, really conscious about using that phrase myself, because I've used it once this season. I've ended up with egg on my face. But as long as we're consistent, as long as we get a good run of games, good run of goals, and we keep scoring, do you know what? Why not? Let's make a massive push for it now. No one else is getting the ball by the horns, are they? Dan, what's your thoughts, pal? How do you think we're going to take this and move this on to our next games?
Which one, me or him?
Sorry, you. Yeah, you, mate.
Oh, right. I think, like you say, I'm a bit grudged against saying that because a week's a long time in football, and I don't know if you listened to Pep's interview after the match, and he says the lads are playing that much football that it's not they're sort of getting bored of it, and that is a worry that they're going to come complacent. Now, I know a lot of people slagging off Foden not starting today, which I'd have thought, yeah, he probably deserved it. But if we go and beat Porto on Wednesday, is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday, 8 o'clock Tuesday.
That's a big one, isn't it? That's the best team in our league, in our group stage. Beat them away, cement top spot in that group, and then just kick on with the season. And I just think it'll get us into a good run. A good win today, a good win on Tuesday, and then I've got Southampton away the week after.
Fulham.
We got United away the week after.
Oh no, not next weekend. It's Southampton,
Fulham.
Then it's United, isn't it?
No, it's Fulham next weekend,
Fulham.
then United away, then
there you go.
Southampton away.
Let's go to Porto. I heard you saying, Tom, to play some kids, but I think let's go to Porto, get a good result there, 2 or 3 goals, not concede, go into Fulham, same again, similar sort of display, Mendy hat-trick, you've heard it here first, and then kick on to Scum and do them, and then that's it. A season's up and going, innit? So that's what I'd do. That's what I think. No weak team Tuesday. Let's put a decent team out. Let's beat Porto in their own back garden and then kick on.
When did Foden turn into be the Champions League player, not the league player? He's definitely starting. He's definitely starting on Tuesday. Foden. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Just to go back to you saying Mendy hat-trick, Dan, this is to you as well, Tom. Tom told me a stat. Do you know that was Mendy's first ever goal for City?
Yeah, I can believe it. He were out for 5 years.
Oh, right, I'm loving it. Everyone, all the Mahrez haters seem to have dropped off Facebook. I don't think they like the positivity, lads.
I wonder where Chris went.
Andy Hutchinson on Facebook's having Garcia and Howard Bellis to start on Tuesday. Dan, that sounds like your worst nightmare, mate. Halifax.
Yeah. I know against the young lads playing, but I just think the next 2 games in the Champions League group, if we beat Porto, we're top. There's no way they're going to be able to beat us. The 2 weaker teams, that's when we'll play the kids. Let's just get this top spot near enough cemented, then play the kids. Because it goes, again, like, you're getting somebody who's finished second in group who might have just scraped through. Like, you might be getting Shakhtar Donetsk next round, which is a winnable game, innit? So that's how I think of it anyway. But like I say, I hate youth apparently.
Do you know what I've noticed as well? And this has completely bypassed me. Sterling's got a rest today. Auntie, now that's obviously a well-needed one.
Can I just say something on that, right? Wanted to do a post-Olympiacos, but stuff's come up and I didn't get the chance to do it. And today, Laporte had a shocker against Spurs, right? Not his standard. What's Pep done? Dropped him for 2 games. We've got John Stones Maldini at back now with Diaz. Right? Now, Sterling will be looking at this. Mahrez and Torres are his rivals, really, for his position. Both scored today. If he gets a chance at Porto, he's going to be thinking, I've got bag here to be playing against Fulham. It brings competition. And I've always said this, when you're playing well, you bring players in, play well, because they think, right, I'm making this position mine now.
Tell you what, speaking of you heard it here first, Sterling has got a hat-trick against Fulham next weekend. I tell you, Sterling will. I don't know if he'll start against Porto in the week, but I think he'll start against Fulham next week. I think he'll have a blinder on the basis of what you're saying on that. I think, like you say, when players are performing well, you know when you come in, you've got to play well. And Sterling is a confidence player. When City play well, Sterling plays well. I don't think he's ever been the player who, when the team's having an off day, he's going to step up and win the game for you. But when the team's on song, he's one of the deadliest players in the side. So if we can go and get a decent win over Porto in the week, if we do opt to play sort of an experienced team over the kids, and go into that Fulham game on the back of 3 wins, 3 clean sheets, hopefully, I think Sterling starts and Sterling will have a blinder. So I was looking at the fixtures now. We've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 games before the end of the year in the league. We could easily, we looked at the start of this game week, I think we were 14th going into the start of this week. We could find ourselves right at the top of the table by the time the new year comes in. We've got Fulham at home, West Brom at home, and Newcastle at home, which expects us to win all 3 of them. And then we've got United away, Southampton away, and Everton away, which are 3 trickier ties. But if we can go and pick up 14, 15 points from those 18, we could easily find ourselves in the top 4 by the time the new year comes round, and then we can really kick on. So I think we've had our worst start to the season in a long time, our worst start under Pep, but the fact that it's such a tightly packed league at the minute with the way the table's spread out, that if one team can sort of hit the ground running and hit that run like I was saying before, then you can find yourselves at the top of the table in no time. So we've obviously been worried about the way we've started the season, and rightly so, because we've not been anywhere near the levels you expect from us. But like I say, one big win is all you need to sort of get that confidence growing. Mahrez has got confidence back. Torres seems to be playing well every time he plays. That so much so, like we say, we forgot that Sterling didn't come on today. So if we can carry on in this form, I'm really confident that we'll be there at the end of the season. Whether or not we win it, I'm not sure. Still too early to say after one performance like that, but we'll be there or thereabouts if we carry on playing the way we are doing, for sure.
We've also got an Arsenal quarter-final as well, just before Christmas. 2 Champions League games, and we've got the Rags, which is a game in itself, isn't it? That United match. That United one. So we play we go Porto, Fulham, Marseille, United. 12th of December, Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. That's going to be a belter, that is. That's going to
small teams to play as well.
Oh, I love it. We've got 9 games left in total. An extra 3 games there, Tom. So we're through now in the Champions League, aren't we? But like Dan said, Dan, would you still play your strongest squad? Would you on Tuesday? Would you not make any changes?
Yeah, I'd make changes, but I wouldn't be like, oh well, do you know what, Diaz, Stones, and all that, rest of them. What I'd like to see, and I'm not sure how fit Ake is, but I'd keep John Stones in. I'd play Ake. The probably only player I'd rest is Diaz. Now Mendy, on this performance, I actually said on the page that he didn't have out to do against Olympiacos defensively, so it was hard to judge how well he'd come on. But probably rest Walker, play Cancelo, Mendy, Stones and Ake if he's fit. Fernandinho. I'm not saying the best of the best, but do bring some of this first team fringe, like play Bernardo Silva, Sterling maybe, that sort of team. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Not just pack it with youngsters just for the laugh. But
would you risk Mendy, bearing in mind he's played 90 minutes tonight, 90 minutes I think 50 60 minutes the previous game. He's been long term. Would you not throw maybe Zinchenko into the line?
I know what you're saying, but when have we ever had Mendy
a bit of match fitness? Well, maybe that's the problem, because as soon as it's been that problem with injuries. As soon as a player's back from injury and we think they're 100%, we play him game in, game out and start him every time. Cancelo's played more left back than any other player. Maybe he needs that time now at right back and bringing in Zinchenko, who's back from injury, and getting him a bit of match time. And then maybe swapping Zinchenko and Mendy around in that game, because we've got 5 substitutions again, haven't we? So
yeah.
It's just nice to know that we've got a full squad to be swapping around then. And it's weird to say that Mahrez is our league top scorer this season.
Yeah, but people call Mahrez, right? You don't get player of the season for nothing.
No.
You don't win Premier League with Leicester for nothing. And what is 10 goals, 10 assists every season he's been here for us? Am I right in thinking that? Is it? I'm sure there's a stat somewhere that Mahrez has been getting 10 goals, 10 assists for 5 seasons in a row, including us and Leicester. I don't think anybody's ever done that. I might be wrong with that.
Well, I know that Burnley hate him. He's scored 7 goals in his last 4 appearances against Burnley, so they're obviously not a fan of him.
Well, that were a good stat, wasn't it? With first team since something like 1849 to win by over 4 goals in the same fixtures 3 years in a row.
I'm liking that, mate.
Burnley 3 years in a row, 5-0.
As long as we can do that against Fulham and then against United again, I'll be happy with that. Paul Glennon, how we doing, pal?
All right, thank you. Nice to meet you all.
You too, my friend. You too. Welcome to the show. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I still don't think we're there yet. There's no way. I think we're playing Burnley at the end of the day. We've got a long way to go, but we need a bit of excitement, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
We do, pal. And do you know what? I'm gonna take this excitement. I'm gonna run with it all week as well. It doesn't matter what the Porto score will be. A good 5-0 win against anybody it makes me happy.
Yeah, there's a long way to go, but yeah, I thought there were some really good performances. You know, especially Stones and Diaz. I thought played really well together. I've made a few comments about Ederson. I think Zach Steffen should get a cracking goal for a bit. I'm a big. I've got a goalkeeper, academy keeper, and I just see things in Ederson he doesn't do well, and he's getting better this season, but he doesn't command his area at all. He flaps at crosses. You know, and I just think he just needs to take a step back a little bit. There's a reason he.
You've got to give him a bit of leeway, though, Paul. He's a defensive midfielder playing in goal.
Even some of his passing went wayward today. He did some good passes, but even some of his passes went wayward today to the opposition team.
I just can't see him dropping him for the Premier League. I think Stefan's got a really solid chance of playing against Arsenal in the quarter-final, and that worries me. But I don't know. I just can't see. Tom, what's your thoughts, pal? Do you think it's worth resting Ederson for a bit?
I think for the last 2 Champions League games, for sure, I'd play Stefan on the basis that they don't really matter if we lose him. I don't think Stefan's a bad keeper at all. Don't get me wrong. I think if he plays, put in a good performance, and I think he's played well when
he won't let us down.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if the intention is to play him in the quarter-final against Arsenal as well, and we all know how much Pep loves the League Cup, you'd want Stefan to come in having played a couple of games. If you can play in the week against Porto, play the next week against Marseille, and then a couple of weeks after against Arsenal, he's gonna come into it having played some matches. So as far as Ederson's concerned, I think it'd take an absolute disaster from Ederson to lose his number 1 spot. I think just on the fact of what he does with his feet. Again, we're seeing it today. Is just what Pep wants. I agree with Paul in the fact that he isn't as commanding as other keepers at all in the way he controls his ball.
For a big lad as well, he should be.
Yeah. But no, I think the only chance we see Stefan in is either to an injury to Ederson or for a sort of.
I mean, I don't want to see
run of games
dropped. I just think maybe he does need a rest for a couple of games. That's all. It just does players a bit of good, you know.
I suppose you could throw the Joe Hart scenario into that. Joe Hart had a bit of a flop, and then was it Caballero?
Yeah, Caballero went in. And
Joe Hart came back, and he came back, and he was an absolute exceptional keeper once again. But at the same time, I did follow Stefan when he was on loan, and he is a good goalkeeper, but he doesn't offer the same ability with his feet, and I think that's what might affect it. Ederson he isn't commanding, granted, but he does start a lot of City's play, and I think if
he doesn't need to use his feet, does he? It's just that we've got Ederson and we all rave over him. You know, keepers there to save goals, and we're leaking a lot of goals.
I will say this. I agree with what you're saying. Maybe we'll do him some good, but similar to what Dan's saying, I think the reason Ederson's so good with his feet and so good at taking the ball anywhere is because it's confidence that he's not getting dropped. And I bet when he comes off pitch, Pep goes, "You are the best keeper ever." For him to play like that, he needs self-confidence. Now, if he gets dropped, will he come back there? I mean, this is all hypothetical, like, but I think how he plays, he needs to think he's the dog's bollocks. Yeah. And I think
it's an interesting
dropping him, that will affect that.
It's an interesting one, that, isn't it? Because about 15 minutes ago, we were talking about the chances of outfield players getting dropped, and Sterling needs to score an hat-trick, to get that confidence back up. With goalkeepers, it's a completely different mentality. I mean, keepers are mental at the best of days, aren't they? But keepers need to, like, when we stopped playing Joe Hart and the likes, we started, it's a tough one with goalkeepers, isn't it? I think they're not the same breed as outfield players for me. And I think
if you drop Ederson and play Stefan, how is that going to make Walker feel? Walker's then going to think it's a choice in that, best goalkeeper at City, the only one with 100% clean sheet every game he's played. So it's not going to do Walker the game with all the confidence.
I like that the other day when Liverpool got beat against Atalanta.
Oh.
And I saw the thing saying, I just saw a picture of Walker in net saying, not all goalkeepers are good enough to keep a clean sheet against Atalanta. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that. I'll go down for folklore, that as well, won't it? Folklore.
Without a doubt.
What are your thoughts on Tuesday, Paul? How do you think we're going to get on?
Depends what he plays. I mean, we all want him to play some kids, and, if he plays the kids, I don't care if we get beat, really. I don't want us to get beat. But let's give them some experience, and let's use this. We got through. Let's use some, the time to get them in there and get experience. It's the only way we find out if they're good enough.
The worrying thing is, I'm not the least bit concerned on Tuesday. I'm not worried whatsoever. I still think we could make wholesale changes and still beat them. I don't think. I'm just going to eat my words here. I don't think Porto are anything special. I generally just think we could make 6 changes from today, and I still think we'd comfortably beat them. Do you know what? I'm half expecting to see Sergio on Tuesday. I wasn't expecting him to see him today.
Not with that knee injury.
Do you not think so? Do you not think he'll play a bit?
No, I think he's going to be out for a few more weeks now with this knee injury.
Well, Pep said after it that it's not a major concern.
They'll play
so
5 days. 5 days he's expected to be out.
I reckon it's just probably swelling.
Well, even if it's swelling at his age, you're going to be talking a few weeks to get it down. But they're going to play it down anyway, because if we need to go out and buy a new striker in January, and they all know we ain't got Sergio, the prices are going to go even higher.
Yeah, they always will for City, won't they? That's the frustrating thing.
That's a good point, actually, though, to be fair. He's got a point there. But at the same time, I even if Sergio is just fit, the fact that he wasn't involved in today's squad because of a slight inflammation or knock or whatever, I still personally wouldn't risk him. I think if...
Don't need to risk him.
No, I think with Sterling being out for this game, I think if we were going to rest Jesus as a centre-forward, I think we'd either play Torres or Sterling over Aguero. And I think that would be the
for 90 minutes. Let's see what Delap's got. We're all ready over him.
Well, the thing is,
he scored 2 today.
He did, and Dan, you can come on. You can come on to that game again in a minute. We're not signing anyone in January. We need to accept that we're not signing anyone in January. So what we've got is the cards we've got to play. So the question is for you guys, for you 4 right now, is have we got a strong enough squad to win the league? Even though we're definitely not going to sign anybody in January.
Of course we have.
Yes.
Easy.
Tom?
I wouldn't be surprised if Pep throws a curveball and does go after someone in January. I don't. He said it. He said he's not, but I just don't know. I feel like our position in the league come January will say a lot about it, and it's going to sound weird the way I say this, but I think if we are there or thereabouts come January, I think we will go after someone to strengthen that squad to kick us on to win the league. I think if we get to the start of January and we're 10 points behind or whatever, I think we'll just run with what we've got and then make changes in the summer. But if we are up towards the top of the table and a striker comes available on a short-term deal to see us through a season and a half or whatever, or if a player comes available at the right price and they will boost the squad that is going for the title, I fully expect Pep to go after him. So I know he said we won't, but I'd take that with a pinch of salt. I think wait until the end of January and we'll see if we do or we don't.
Yeah.
I agree with you there, Tom. I think top at league, mid-table, wherever we are, if the player comes up thereafter at a price they'll pay, we will get him.
I think the one thing we know is we won't pay 100 million quid for someone in January because we don't pay 100 million quid for players anyway. But no one will come up at that price in January. But we signed Laporte in January a few years ago. January signings aren't always. People think they're just signings to be made to strengthen your squad for the short term or desperate signings. You can get players in January.
We tried to sign Mahrez in January.
Exactly, and when we signed,
What a mistake that was.
When we signed Lionel Messi for 50 million quid in January, no one's going to be complaining, are they? So
don't start with the M word. Stop off if you're talking about him or I'm off. I do just want to say something about transfers. Haaland obviously being our major one. It has been confirmed only in 2022 for some reason in his release clause. He's worth 67. As of the moment, he's not. Means in 2022 only. Any team can match the 67 million.
Would they turn down 100 million for him now?
Would they fall?
No,
I don't think they turned down 60 million for him.
They're a selling club, aren't they?
Yeah.
We need the people in charge of Dortmund signings at City because they don't half get some players on comfortable field, don't they?
I don't know though. They sign some shit and all.
Yeah, well, we've had Gundogan for 10 years, so whatever it is.
You leave Ilkay alone.
I can't. I've got to get at least one coming in on him, and it's been nowhere near 10 years, and I hope it don't get to 10 years. To tell you, I will not be going to his testimonial. I'll sit at home and watch paint dry instead.
Hey, you'd stay way longer watching paint dry.
Leave him alone.
I still love you, mate.
I'm telling you now, City gets the Champions League final. Ilkay is going to win that for us.
Sam.
I tell you what, if he does, I'll take Dan's. If Gundogan scores the Champions League winning goal, I'll get a Gundogan tattoo.
Nice, right? You all heard that first.
I've said it on Facebook here now. If it happens, I'll do it, but more chance for pig flying.
So how? Let me just give you an update on where we stand in the league table at the moment. We got Liverpool played 10 on 21 points. Spurs played 9, 20 points. Chelsea played 9, 18 points. Leicester played 9, 18 points. Southampton played 9, 17 points. Everton played 9, 16 points. Villa played 8, 15 points. City played 9, 15 points.
There's one good thing about that is there's so many teams up there that will drop off, as Halifax says quite a lot. There's a whole lot.
All of them, yeah.
You know what? Tomorrow, it's a 6-pointer in Spurs, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right. I do think Spurs are going to win, but I think it's one of them they're going to both be scared to lose.
I see a draw.
Yeah, similar to what happened with us v Liverpool. So, like I say, that goes in our favour. And I'm telling you now, this year it is. Southampton's going to do them rags. Telling you.
Oh, that'll be a lovely Monday going into work, won't it? Oh, I say going into work, you know what I mean. Right, is there anything else? I think we're going to wrap it up there, lads. Has anyone else got anything to add before we shoot off?
I'd like to thank you all.
You thank us and wait. Listen, we'll extend it an extra hour, Paul. You carry on.
Want the address for any presents?
Stuff and that. It's really good, you know.
Cracking, mate. What is the best thing you like about it? Just so we know to keep doing it.
Just keep talking.
I like that.
Just keep talking. You make me laugh, especially when Laney comes on.
Oh, don't say that. He'll give him an ego boost. Bless his little socks. Laney joined us quickly tonight. Yeah, he joined us quickly tonight. He's working, so he had a quick call with him. So next time you call in, we'll have to time it to get on with him then.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Right, lads, have a lovely evening. 5-0 to City. We play again Tuesday night. Porto, 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll see you then.
See you later.
See you later.
Come on, City!
Come on, Blue Boys! Come on, Southampton!